All right, welcome to the Senior Home Business Live today. Haven't done a live in a long time. I thought I'd come on. I've been getting this question quite a bit from others. Now, I teach a lot about how to establish a senior referral business, but I get people that reach out to me and say, Matt, how do I just start a home-based business? How do I get something started? And so I want to give you 13 steps, very easy to get your home-based business started. I wish I started a lot earlier in life. I'm 54 years old. I started my home business back in 2018. We do very well. I've got a full-time marketing director, used to be a social service director of a skilled nursing facility. Again, I'm in the senior referral business. That might not be the sector, might not be the business that you choose to go into, but these 13 steps will apply to whatever you want to do to get your business started. I don't care if you have a 9-to-5 right now, you're unemployed. I believe it's so imperative that you have a home-based business. Tax purposes, a lot of different reasons, but man, just sheer autonomy, freedom that you're going to have, especially if you get your business to a level where you want it to go, right? Now, it's not going to be there from day one, obviously. You're going to have some obstacles, some challenges. There's a lot of different things that go on in operating a business that maybe others don't want to talk about because that doesn't sound too good in the sales pitch. But I want to bring this to you. So we're going to talk today how to start a home-based business. And again, it's so vital you do this. Do not shortchange yourself. Do not succumb to lies and the limited thinking, just the mindset that says you cannot do it. You can do this. I'm telling you, if I can do this, you can do it. Again, I started my business back in 2018, so I've got a 5-year head start on you and all that stuff. I know that, but when I started my business 2018, plenty of people had a 10, 15, 20-year head start on me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just getting started. And there's a lot of things that go in your head. I mean, you start doubting yourself and wondering if you can really do it. We're going to get down to it right now. So the number one thing you need to do is select a business. Now, again, if you want to know more about the senior referral business, you can always check out the Senior Home Business channel. Got over 300, almost 400 videos, I think now, on this channel talking about that very thing. Now, some of it is just talking about business, but most of the videos are talking about the senior referral business, helping seniors to get from where they are to where they need to be. And I'm not here to talk about that business in particular, but you're probably going to hear a little bit of it in this, not as a sales pitch, but just because that's what I do, right? But you need to select a business. I mean, you need to pick something that you want to do. And what I always tell my students, and I tell people to ask me this question, like, okay, man, I know I need to select a business, but what business should I select? Well, I'm here to tell you that you need to pick something, not just something that you like, something you enjoy, but you need to pick a business that it will make you money, right? You need to start off with the financial goals that you have. What are those financial goals that you have that you want to make? And again, don't generalize this thing. Don't say, okay, well, I just want to make a lot of money, man. I just want to make buku bucks. Okay, that's not the point. If you're looking at it from that perspective, you've missed it entirely. What you need to do is say, okay, I want to make an extra $1,000 a month. All right, maybe that's to start off with, but what is the end result? And I would get you and suggest that you would look at this more of a 5-year plan than a 30, 90-day, 1-year deal. Look at it 5 years. What do I want to make in 5 years on a monthly basis? Maybe that's $30,000 a month, maybe that's $50,000, maybe just 20, 10, or whatever the number is, but start there and then pick a business that you know you can scale it to that level, okay? We all want to make 7 figures. We all want to make 8 figures. We all want to make, be a multi-billionaire. But that's not the point of selecting a business. You just want to make where you want to be and go with that. The second thing you need to do once you select a business is to research and study that industry intently. You need to know this industry inside and out. Study people that are in the industry, people that are already doing this business successfully. And when you do this, it's going to help you, right? Because again, if you just go, okay, I'm going to go out and start a landscaping business, it's at home. I got my office here, but I'm out there knocking on doors, trying to get clients, those kind of things. But you know nothing about mowing grass, know nothing about edging, know nothing about, the proper seed to lay down so you don't have weeds all in the grass. If you don't know anything about the industry, it's going to be very difficult for you. So select the business, but then research and study the industry. And so the research is all about the business itself, right? How to do it. Doesn't mean you have to buy a franchise. I'm talking about starting from scratch, starting with very little money, right? It's going to require a little bit of money. I'll get into that in a second, but it'll be very little. But then study the industry by looking at observing other people that are successful in the industry. All right, number 3, purchase the bare necessities. My industry, man, it was kind of like, let me go and get a pen. I already had a computer. I got more computers now, but I had a couple laptops. I had a cell phone, which you're going to need practically any business. So there's some electronics you're going to need. There's some bare necessities. And I say purchase the bare necessities because what people do, they have a tendency to go overboard with this thing. They have a tendency to go, oh my gosh, if I'm going to do my business right, I need to go out and get a $10,000 loan and go purchase all this stuff. Get some office space and all this kind of stuff. You don't want to do that. I'm telling you, that is not the route you should take. The business should pay for the business. So purchase the bare necessities. Depending on what business you select and decide to go into is whether how much you're going to spend. But hopefully it's not more than $500. My business was a lot less because the senior referral business doesn't require much overhead. Number 4, get a business license. Go to your city, county, get a business license. It'll cost you about $80 to $100, whatever it is. Tell them what you're going to do. They got certain categories they'll put you in. And I don't know, obviously, what state you're watching this video from. And, I don't know all the areas. My area was around $80 back in 2018 that you need to pay for that. So get a business license, be legit, and then go out. The next step, create a cheap website. When I did it back in 2018, it was a ridiculous website. It's not backing the company, but it was a $9.99 Wix website. That's all it was. It was nothing fancy. It got the job done. I had people offer me certain proposals about building a specific website, creating all this stuff for me. One quote was like $7,500 to $8,500. I could have spent that, but man, why do you want to do that? Just get the bare bones. And today I got a Squarespace is what I got, and I like it because it's relatively cheap. It's only like, I don't know, $300, something like that on annual basis. You pay a monthly fee, not much, but I'm able to move some things around and adjust as I go, and I'll have to keep paying for it. So once you get the bare necessities of whatever your business is, once you get your cheap website, okay, cheap, get it on the cheap, all right? It doesn't have to look cheap, but it's going to not cost you a whole lot of money, okay? 6th thing is, once you have that, you got your business license, you know a little bit about the industry, you've got your website up and running, now get attention. Go get attention for your business. Man, you need to go on social media. You need to tell family and friends. Tell people what you're doing. There's no way people are going to know what you're doing unless you start talking. Come on now. I'm sitting in my office right now and I talk all day long. It's probably why my voice is getting kind of raspy. But you need to get attention for your business. So, if you're the kind of person that says, man, sales is just not my game. That's just not who I am. It's not what I want to do. It's not what I'm meant to do. It just gives me the creepy. Is that even an expression? I don't know what that is, but you're real nervous with, sweaty palms and all that stuff, about talking to people. And you need to get over that. I don't know how else to explain it to you, but you need to get over it. You must be the salesperson of your business. Don't go hiring somebody to do this kind of thing right away. I've got an employee. I've got my wife on board. I've got another employee. My son's coming on board in our business. Different kinds of things going on. I've got an accountant. I've got an attorney. Different kinds of things like that. You don't need all that right at the beginning, but get attention. Number 7. Once you start getting attention from family and friends and a little bit of social media, marketing. Now, if you want to go out and get business cards at this point, that's okay. You can get those for like $10 a box too, right? Very cheap. Or you can just go out with your cell phone and just call people, text, meet people for coffee. You want to just be able to articulate your business, what you do. So it's going to take some preparation, some homework on your part to be able to do this. But so you just don't want to go out there and start meeting people for coffee and talking about, hey, I've got this nice landscaping business. I'm just using that. I don't know anything about landscaping, but that's what I said earlier. So you've got this landscaping business, but you don't know anything about the direction of your company. You don't know what makes you different. You don't know why people should utilize your company versus other companies. There's some things you have to do. And again, that's the research part that you need to do at the beginning. But marketing, get it known, right? So you're getting attention from your circle of family and friends, but you need to stretch that out and do some marketing, right? Number 8, receive first lead. You're going to get a lead. If you're out cutting grass, knocking on doors, meeting people for coffee, telling family and friends, somebody's going to say, hey, come cut my grass, man. I'll give you a shot. No big deal. You might find somebody in church. You might find somebody at the Rotary. You might find somebody, just you're out shopping and you bump into somebody and you notice, you overhear them complaining about their grass or, the way their community looks or whatever. You pipe in and start talking about your business. So you get that first lead. And what you want to do initially is under promise, which I do this with all my customers, under promise and over deliver, right? It's your only lead. Man, if you can't cut that grass to perfection, I don't know what to tell you. With when I got my first client in 2018, man, it was the best thing ever, right? I spent hours upon hours upon hours, making sure that everything right, because you're ultimately not done shortchanging customers today, but you're essentially working out your system at that point. You're working out your sales process. You're working out your overall business and what it looks like and how you're going to function on a day-to-day basis, your routine, all that kind of stuff. So under promise, over deliver. Number 9, get referrals from the individual and get paid. Obviously, you're going to get paid, right? That's why you're in business, and that's what I'm going to tell you what to do with the money in just a second. But get referrals and get paid. So don't just under promise, over deliver on your first client, and don't ask anything about other people, right? And I'm not suggesting you come out and say, hey, do you have anybody else that that can cut their grass? Think about some creative ways of saying it. But essentially, you want to get referrals. That's going to be a nice way to build your business. Okay. Now, number 10, use the money from your first client. Once you get paid. All right. So I told you what to do. You go get your business license, get a cheap website, things like that. But then get your money from your first client. Go get an LLC. Now you could be a sole proprietorship. This is legal. It's not legal advice at all. Okay. I'm not an attorney, but I know there's 3 ways of doing it. You can be a sole proprietor, you get an LLC, or be an S corp. All right. There's no reason why you should be an S corp. I think you should be an LLC, but if you're going to be a sole proprietor, that's okay. LLC gives you a little bit of protection. Then you want to get QuickBooks, get a business banking account, and you're using money that you're getting from your client. The business is paying for the business. That is what it's all about. I'm telling you, that is huge, because in my business, again, 2018, outside of that little bit of cheap website, and I got a cheap business card. It's really all I did initially. And then I went from that, and every dollar that came in, the business started paying for the business, and it just started compounding. Boom, 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 boom. So that's what you want to do there. Okay, number 11. You want to learn from your mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. Don't be too hard on yourself. All right, but learn. If you cut the grass wrong, you left, one area higher than the other. You forgot to trim the bushes. Again, I'm not a landscaping guy. I just know my gardener and what he does. Okay, so if you messed up, learn from your mistakes. Constantly get better. That's what we want to do on a daily basis anyway. Get better, and then you want to observe your competition. So if you're in landscaping, you're driving around, you're obviously going to bump into other people that got trailers and different things. That might be something else you might want to get, obviously, in landscaping. Hopefully you can just do it just from your pickup or the vehicle you are, the van or whatever you got. But you want to observe other competition. How do they do it? They might have a sign on their trailer. They might, have some weed whackers and eaters and things and all that stuff, Whatever they got there, and you kind of observe, you look, and you start expanding your business through observation, that you observe the competition. Now, I'm not suggesting you go out there and you start, stalking your competition and saying, man, what are they doing? Because I want to do exactly what they're doing. You don't want to do that, okay? But you want to learn from your mistakes and your competition. Number 12, rinse and repeat. What I just told you, do all that over again. And here's the icing on the cake, number 13. When you get your second client, okay, I know taxes are not 50%. So don't look at this and go, oh man, you're way over. California, we're high. We're not 50%. But I would do for my second client, and going forward, if you can, it's going to be challenging for you. It's not going to be easy, but try to get whatever the amount is, 50% of that money is going toward taxes. 25% is being reinvested back in your business, and then 25% you're getting paid. So, if it's $5,000, which I know doesn't make any sense with landscaping, you don't get paid that much. But if I was getting a move in the senior referral business, it was $5,000. That means $2,500 would go to taxes. I'd be setting that aside. $1,250 would go back into the business, and then $1,250 would go in my pocket. So when I get $5,000, I don't look at it as going, oh man, I made $5,000. I'm looking at it as I made $1,250. So you want to do that, okay? So that is essentially all you do to get started in business. So I would encourage you, whatever you're doing, you're 9 to 5, you're unemployed, whatever it is, I would encourage you to establish a home-based business. It is literally this easy. If you miss some of the steps, go back and watch this video again, and I think it'll be helpful for you. It's exactly what I did, pretty much, to the T. And a lot of stuff I kind of just made up as I went, but I had a plan. It was just a natural progression of what we should do. So if you want to know more about the senior referral business, you can click the link below and you can watch a 15-minute webinar. And, I'll be glad to, help you out with the senior referral business if you want. There's very little overhead. I'm in my own home office. I will continue to be in a home office. Even when we move somewhere else, I'll still have an home office. Don't need an office downtown. Don't need all the overhead that might come with other businesses. Now, the landscaping business we've been talking about, I would think that's very little overhead as well, except for all the supplies you would need, to help out in cutting grass. So hopefully this was helpful. My name is Matt Stafford. I'm a senior living specialist here in California. We help seniors all over the state of California. We got students in 30 different states. So I would encourage you again, check out the webinar down below. Would love to talk to you. Would love for you to be involved in some home-based business. If it's not a senior referral business, something else. It's so rewarding. It's such a thing where you will be elated once you get your business off the ground, once you get that first client, once you get that first check, once you get that first, second client, you get a third client, and it's just amazing. So anyway, I just want to bring that to you today. Hopefully that was helpful. God bless, and I'll talk to you again soon.